Hey guys, welcome back. Drip Coach here with Drip and Farm Poor Poverty, where we don't trust, we verify, and operate with integrity and transparency. Today, we're diving into a video where this individual lost $13 million per year over the course of 7 years, or $100 million off of this one mistake that I'm sure many of you, maybe even all of us, will actually make. So stay tuned.
Bitcoin is booming. Are you cashing in or missing out? At Drip2BTC, we're rewriting the rules of Bitcoin investing. Earn up to 30% ROI on your deposits, unlock incredible Bitcoin discounts, and transform credit into up to 3,000% APR growth. No hassle, just real results. Don't wait, your future is one deposit away. Drip2BTC.com. Invest smart today.
All right, now there are multiple pitfalls and traps in crypto, and the further you get on the risk curve, the more pitfalls, traps, and scams there actually are. And in this case with Bitcoin, you have the most common, which is the not your keys, not your crypto. So there could be exchanges blowing up. You could be leveraging all this other stuff. But in this case, this individual actually didn't do any of that. They actually did everything right, meaning they bought low, held for a little while, and sold high. The actual problem is that they didn't HODL. So what am I talking about? Let's break this down real quick. If you've been following my channel for a while, then you know that I'm a big proponent of Raoul Pal, and he's been in this game for a long time. He's actually talked about this multiple times, but he recently put out this tweet on the 23rd of November that says, I bought 200K of Bitcoin back in 2013, paper-handed it at 2,000 in 2017. So that's 4 years, but was pretty pleased with myself. It went on to 10x further in 2017. If I had just kept that initial trade on its own, I'd have turned that one position into 100 million today. Now we're going to break this down and show you the numbers and what I'm getting at. So again, he didn't make any mistakes. Raoul is smart. He was around back in the early days of Bitcoin, and we're going to look at the actual prices. This article is also broken down over here on Binance News. Same exact thing. They're stating what he mentioned. They even mentioned the price of Bitcoin was $13 to $750. Despite the potential massive gains, Pal sold his Bitcoin holding in 2017 when the price reached 2,000. And I'm going to show you on the charts where he probably sold, and I have information of what he probably bought in at. I don't have the actual videos, but I've listened to enough of his stuff to know. And then we're going to get into another piece which talks about dollar cost averaging. But first, let's get into Raoul's thesis. And again, he even made this post over on LinkedIn. So you can see he's expressed this multiple times and way back before even on other videos. So let's go first to the charts. We look here at the chart. I've already put it up on CoinMarketCap. You have, starting in early January, Bitcoin at $13, as that article said on Binance News, and all the way up to a peak of $1,046. And by the end of the year, it dropped off to about $850, $775, we'll say, right? And then over in 2017, it was starting back at that kind of low price, 770, like it was in 2013 at the end, and it ran all the way up to 17K. So what I've done is pull this up in a spreadsheet, of course. So I know from listening to Raoul that I believe he said he still made a 10x off of his investment. I think I heard that multiple times in other videos. So what I have here is a spreadsheet, Bitcoin's price. So we can look at a couple numbers. The low end was 13 bucks. The average between the low and the high for that year is $529. And this is the most likely price I think he bought in at, because that also gives him $100 million that he would have made, even if he bought in at $200. That still gives him like an $89 million profit. But I'm going with about the 175 simply because he said he sold at a 10x in some of his videos. And he said in this that he sold at 2,000. And when you look back here, I believe Raoul was following the price, all through 2017, as he said. He saw it going up, looked great. And then, I'm sorry, this is 2017 right here. This is what I want to look at. So right here is where he sees it get up to like 2,700. It's starting to pull back. Remember, he is a macro investor and a trader. It drops 25, drops 25.20, and then boom, under 2,000. And I bet you that's where he sold. He probably had stop losses in or take profits or whatever at the 2,000, and it got triggered here. That's why he's saying he still felt good about his trade. in here. He paper handed at 2,000, but was pretty pleased with himself. And I remember again in a video, he was saying he still made a 10x. So I'm assuming again that he got in somewhere just below $200. So he still made off of that initial investment $2 million. That ain't bad. That's like nothing to be complaining about. $200,000 investment, you make 2 million, you're quite happy. But here's the numbers. If he would have got it at the low price, he would have had 1.3 billion. If you would have even bought it at the high price, he'd have 17 million. That's insane. He'd still have $17 million, even buying at the all-time high. This is why Michael Saylor says he bought it 40K, 50K, 60, 90, he'll be buying at 200. Like, you always buy your Bitcoin. So going back to this image, the mistake that Raoul made, and what he says in his own words, he paper handed it and should have just held on to it. And that's the big takeaway from this entire video, is hold your Bitcoin. Never sell your Bitcoin. Try to find a way to leverage your Bitcoin safely, of course, as DeFi continues to scale and loan opportunities exist. That's exactly what Michael Saylor is doing with his company. He's leveraging the whole company, taking out interest-free loans and allowing people to get Bitcoin at leverage. So you should be able to do the same thing. That's exactly what you can do with a house in the US. You can't afford to buy the whole house, you take out a mortgage. You get equity on the house, you take out an equity loan on the house. The same thing should be available for your Bitcoin, so you never have to sell your Bitcoin. So looking at this, he would have made $100 million basically if he would have held it for just another 7 years. So remember, he sold in 2017. That would have effectively been what I'm assuming is this dip here in July. And literally 7.5 months later, he would be sitting on $100 million. That is insane. That one quote unquote mistake has cost him $13.5 million per year. And this is like, Bitcoin is still in the middle of this bull run. So it's only going to get worse as things go forward. So he held for 4 years. That is a great long-term outlook for Bitcoin. The only thing he could have done better is only taken out a small amount. But I'm quite sure that he saw that surprise and just decided to sell. And what's even more fascinating is what he mentions here. Despite the massive gains, or where is it? Bitcoin holdings, he expressed satisfaction with the outcome. Oh, here we go. Pal also shared that he had initially predicted Bitcoin's price could reach $100,000 using a stock-to-flow model. So he was educated. He knew, but he got shook out of his position. And I think he said that was during the fork wars and stuff like that. So there's just a bunch of FUD basically going on with Bitcoin. So he let that shake him out of his position, as he said, paper-handed. So that's the one takeaway. Let's look at the next thing that's going to tie into this and how you can still capitalize. In a related story, a pseudonymous crypto enthusiast known as Rago, the trader, shared his experience with Bitcoin dollar cost averaging strategy. Over the past 8 years, Rago has consistently purchased $15 worth of Bitcoin every 12 hours, totaling approximately $86,500. That has been his investment. So I know that $30 a day and what is that, $1,000 a month might be too much for some people, but that just shows you the power of what's available. And of course, he started 8 years ago, so Bitcoin's much cheaper. It's back in the price we're looking at with Raoul Pal. But despite the fluctuations in Bitcoin's price, Rago never sold his holdings. As of November 22nd, his Bitcoin investment is valued at $1.15 million. Out of a, we'll just round up, the $100,000 investment. Over the course of 8 years, he has 10x his investment. That's the power of Bitcoin. How high can it go? As high as debasing currency will allow it. So the number one takeaway from here is you can start small. And number one is don't sell your Bitcoin. Number two is start small. And a great way to start small is the Drip to BTC platform. I showed you guys this before. And on this platform, you can deposit Bitcoin, and this Bitcoin wallet is publicly on the blockchain. It is written to the blockchain. It's a public wallet. The only difference is it's like a centralized exchange, so you don't own the keys to this wallet, but the entire ecosystem is built on the Bitcoin blockchain. You deposit it, you earn credits in your deposit. So you earn an additional 13% on that deposit. You deposit $100, you'll have $13 worth of credits. You deposit $1,000, you'll have $130 worth of credits. With those credits, you can buy Bitcoin at a discount. And already with this wallet, these are the deposits I made. So I started this wallet on May 2nd and deposited 254 here, 131, 116, 65. And I was buying credits with them. That total investment was $567.44, which has got me a net gain of 130% over 6 months. Not quite 6 months, because after this video, we're about 3 days away from the 6-month mark. But due to buying credits and price appreciation, that $570 some odd dollars has turned into $673 in Bitcoin that I can withdraw right now. That's mine. I can take it and go, take a vacation or something small or whatever with it. And this is the credits that are being converted into Bitcoin. So the main takeaway from this is stack sats, never sell your Bitcoin, and it's never too late to get started, and you can start small. You don't have to dollar cost average twice a day at $15, but you can damn sure do once a week. And if you can't do once a week, you can do once a month. Everybody can find a small amount of money that they can dollar cost average into Bitcoin once a month. And then once you have that, you keep that going. And the lessons learned from Raoul, you don't paper hand your Bitcoin. You don't sell it, because if you sell it, you are only going to give it to the TradFi investors, the one that has kept us in slavery with the fiat system in the first place. So the goal is to keep Bitcoin in the hands of the retail investor or trader or whatever you want to call yourself. Bitcoin is sovereignty and freedom. And as long as we keep it as decentralized as possible, the better off you will be in the future. All right, so I hope that provided some value and some insights and showed you the power of Bitcoin. Yes, you're not able to get in at $200 like Raoul, but you are getting in below $200,000 right now, and still currently below $100,000. You do not want to be kicking yourself in the butt 4 years from now when Bitcoin is trading at 250,000 going, I wish I would have got in at 92, 95, 99. It's going to happen no matter what. It cannot be stopped, minus some black swan event that would make the entire world go back to like the Stone Ages. So it's the best risk adjusted investment, in my humble opinion, not financial advice, that you can make right now for your digital financial sovereignty. All right, that's all I got. Smash that HBO special, help a brother out, like, subscribe, comment down below, and until next time, lift daily and achieve your impossible. See ya.
Want to pay your in real life bills with crypto? How about send crypto directly to anyone with a bank account? Spritz Finance is a decentralized solution to be your own bank and connect your crypto earnings to real world bills and payments. They do not take custody of your assets and allow support on multiple blockchains and Web3 wallets. Sign up below using my referral link and you will get $50 back when you make your first $50 bill payment with crypto. Additionally, I will be using referral bonuses to airdrop, donate, or burn based on community feedback. Sign up now.